Hello there in quarantine. Welcome back to the Miracle Perspective. This is the TMP Q&A Wednesday. You ask, I perspectivize. Guys, thank you for getting back. And today we've got another question. I hope you are well, by the way. I hope you're still sane. Above all, I hope you're still sane. Well, South Africa is insane, but I hope you are sane because that's very important. Otherwise, today's question is from a person whose name I'm not going to disclose for the reason that they said I mustn't do that. So the question is, hey bro, I want to get your perspective on the issue of regret. There's something that I've done in the past and I wish I had never done it. I've really I've tried dealing with it as best as I could, but to a certain degree I can't fully get my thoughts around it. So my question for you is, how can one deal with regret positively? Don't reveal my name, please. Looking forward to your perspective. And man, I love the way you framed the question, man. The fact that you said, how can one deal with regret positively? That's very important because there are many ways we can deal with regret, either positive or negative. So it's very important that you really put the distinction there. Otherwise, let me get straight to it. I'm not going to waste time. I want to cut straight to the chase. Upon looking at this question, I was like, all right, how can I deal with this question? Because it's really a tough question. I'm not going to take it lightly. Regret is really a powerful emotion. It sits on the same board with the emotion of sadness, the emotion of fear, anxiety, depression. They are all negative emotions with a vibration of energy that is very toxic to the body and to our ability to press forward in life and achieve things. They trump over your emotion of enthusiasm and optimism. So it's very negative. It's very bad for your progress in life. So it's really important to deal with this issue with respect because it is a respectful issue. I don't take it lightly. However, I had to look back and say, all right, what can I refer to in my life? Something similar to regret. So a situation that would make me say, yeah, I've also had to regret something. And I remembered, oh, earlier this year, I made a video on how to let go because the issue of regret, man, is really an issue of letting go, how to let go, how to forget about the past and move on. That's what it is. And I remembered I did a video earlier this year, which I invite you to go and check it out. It might offer some valuable nuggets for you. And I had to go back and I explained a story, my story of what I had done that made me regret and I had to let go. It was a traumatic experience. And in short, I'm not going to go straight in, I'm not going to go deep into the story, but the story was a situation where I was very young and I stole my parents' small kumbi and I didn't know how to drive at the time. Got inside the car with my friend and before you knew it, we crashed into the garage and it was a mess. It was chaos. It was very traumatic for me. And I realized later on in life that that experience was affecting me in many ways because I still had that fear. I still had the anxiety, the traumatic experience that I had gone through that experience was still holding me back. So I had to get over it. And I was like, great stuff. So I was regretting that situation. What is it that I had to do in order to come out a bigger person out of that? And those are the things that I'm going to share with you right now. One thing I'm going to say is that your timing was very impeccable, man. Your timing was really, really impeccable with this question because we are in a time where many people are swimming in regret. And many people are still going to swim in regret because of the actions that they are taking today. The decisions that they are taking today are going to cause them to regret big time in the future. For example, when I say some people are regretting right now, it's because when we're still going into this lockdown, many people had planned to do positive stuff. They had planned to use this time to enrich themselves, maybe intellectually. They were planning on engaging in personal development. They were planning on learning a skill online, maybe how to sell online, maybe how to market digitally, maybe they wanted to get into, to learn a new skill online. But today we are looking at 8 days to go, and that's if the lockdown does end after 21 days, which we don't know. But we're looking at 8 days left, and maybe most of those people haven't started with all those things that they had planned to do in lockdown, and already by now they're regretting. Some people maybe right now, because they're not doing those things, or they didn't really plan. For example, those people who are busy, and not to pass any judgment to anybody, but I'm just saying that how we use our time really matters, and we must be careful of that. Many people are crying about alcohol. We're not getting alcohol. It's still nice, good and well, but the reality is that the projected number of people who are going to be left unemployed at the end of this period in South Africa, it's about 350,000 people that are going to lose their jobs during this economic crisis, because we are in an economic crisis, just by the way. Many people are still spending their money recklessly. That the previous salary that they got, for many people, maybe it is the last salary that they had to get. And they're not aware, right? Only later are they going to realize that, shucks, man, the popo is dancing now, man. And that's really going to be bad, and they're going to regret some of the decisions that they took during this time. So that's why I'm saying your question was very timely. It was very impeccable. Let me get straight to your question, man, and try to offer some few things. And the few things that I'm going to offer to you today, my man, is that regret is relative. It's a relative phenomenon, and it's very interesting because in this way, last year I made a video. I didn't publish it, but I made it, and I was talking about this very issue of regret. And I was like, don't regret anything, because regret is a positive, actually. When you regret, there's something positive happening, and that is you have grown, you have developed, you are a better person than you were at the time when you were doing whatever it is that you're regretting. So basically, the positive thing that's coming out of that is that you have grown. So you should clap hands. You should appreciate the fact that now you have a shift in perspective. You see things differently, and that's the most important thing. There was growth in you. And it's very important to look at it like that, because what does it mean? The process of growth is very fascinating, man. I find it very fascinating because you do not see it happening. You only see it after a while, when you look back, when you're standing on top of the hill and you look back and be like, what was that me? You see, there are these challenges that they're doing right now where they say, post your 2008 picture versus your 2018 picture. And people are shocked. You see yourself in 2008 and you see yourself in 2018. You see yourself now. You're like, what happened to me? And here's an interesting fact. The interesting thing is that when in 2008, you were feeling like you are the best, right? The way you were dressing, like the things you were doing, most of the times, you feel that at the time you were wonderful, you were the it thing. But now, over time, because you've grown, your perspective has changed. You see that, yo, man, what was I thinking? I thought I was the ish, but nah, I wasn't. So there was growth happening right there. And that's the process of growth. It's very exciting and it's interesting. So it's something to be proud about. The fact that you're regretting is the same thing as feeling embarrassed. When you're embarrassed about something, it shows that you did something in a certain particular lens, looking at it in a certain particular lens, and that's perspective. Looking at it in a different perspective, and at the time it made sense. But right now, over time, you look at the same thing, you realize, oof, man, it really didn't make sense. And what does that mean? It means you have grown. You are a better you right now. So you should clap hands. And I know I'm making it very simplistic, but for you, the mind is a very interesting tool. The mind can either control you or you can control the mind. The mind can be stupid if you want it to be stupid. It's really a matter of how do you control it. By shifting your perspective and looking at the regret as something to be proud of, your mind is confused. It believes it. And you have peace of mind. So the offering I'm giving here is trade your regret for pride. But under one condition. You only trade regret for pride if you are willing to change your action. If you look back at your 2008 picture and your 2018 picture and you don't see any difference, for you everything is still fine, then it's pointless to regret, because clearly you're not going to change anything. For example, if you had planned to read 4 books coming into this lockdown period, and today we are on day, don't even remember, but we have 8 days left, you are still regretting that you haven't opened even 1 book, but still you're not planning on doing anything about it, then it's pointless. You cannot trade your regret for pride. You can't be proud because you're not willing to change anything. But now if you are willing to change something, then you look back and say, I was stupid. Yeah, it's really bad. But wow, I think it was stupid. Wow, I've grown, man. Something to be proud of. And that's how you take life. Your mind believes whatever you say to it, right? Your subconscious mind doesn't know what's true or not. It's your conscious mind that realizes that, this is not true, this is that. That's where your self-judgment comes from. I'm lying to myself. But don't allow it to control you. You control it and be like, well, I was stupid. I did that and now I regret. I see it differently right now. It's the shift in perspective, right? In every situation, do not wish to change the situation. Wish to change your perspective of the situation. And that's how you become a bigger person. So that's my offering for you today, my brother. And I hope this has given you a different perspective. And I appreciate the question. I mean, for everybody out there, if you're liking what you get from the channel, please do not hesitate to subscribe, to share, to like, and to comment. I really appreciate your comments, guys. Do comment, do share. And by the way, we are going to be doing a major celebration very soon, because we are about to hit our 1,000 subscribers. And I look forward to that experience. Thank you guys for subscribing. Continue subscribing, continue liking, continue sharing. Only if you like. If you don't like it, please, thumbs down, right? I really appreciate it. And please please do not do me any favors. Don't watch because you're doing me any favors. Watch if it's giving you value, because your time is valuable and I wish to add more value to your time by investing your time in my channel. So please do like, comment, share, subscribe, and do all the right things. From me to you, I say it's finished. Zoof.